Hi everyone. So surprisingly, I didn't expect to be doing another What If this week or for a while. That was just to compensate for the fact that I didn't do the bi-weekly one on Monday like I was supposed to. So I just brought out two videos, one that was easy, one that was a bit longer. But I got a request to continue doing that specific What If, the Dragon Ball Z What If, the Z Fighters Train to Hyperbolic Time Chamber one, to continue on to the Android and Cell and Boo and Super and all that. Now, when I thought it out originally, I think I briefly mentioned it at the end of the video, and I'll put a link to in the description for the video that this is the sequel to. I said that a lot would change in the Android one, like a lot, like most of them might actually die. But actually having rethought it out a bit and thought over how things play out, it wouldn't go down that way. But just to recap, and again, there'll be a link in the description. I'm not going to put an annotation because I can't do it. Again, I don't use YouTube's header system, so I don't know how to really do that. But I will put a link in the description to the original video. Just to recap, though, we left off basically at the end of the Frieza saga. Now, what you need to know for this going into it is that everyone except Gohan is significantly stronger than their canon counterparts, including Yamcha, Tien, Chaozu, Piccolo, Krillin, and Goku. All of them either are trained in the Hyperbolic Time Chamber for an extended period, or had their inner potential unlocked, and in Goku's case, had a higher base canon power level, plus going Super Saiyan. Now, that being said, the other point of fact, Tien, Yamcha, and Chaozu have already been wished back, so they're already alive. Vegeta is dead. And Frieza is legitimately dead. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Now, it should also be noted that at this point, I'm foregoing using power levels. No more power levels are really going to be registered. After Frieza Saga, power levels are kind of not really worth doing in the context of how they're going to compare to characters. That being said, I will do power levels. I'm not going to call it the power level series. That's totally not Mark's shtick, and that'd be me completely ripping him off. But a lot of people have done power level episodes, and I wanted to get to the power levels and stuff like that. So at some point, I will do power levels of pretty much all the significant Dragon Ball Z characters, Dragon Ball Super characters, and I feel interested in doing the movie characters as well. Point being, now I'm about 3 minutes in. Let's get to this. So basically, after basically defeating Frieza, the planet does not blow up. They're going to head back to Earth in Goku's ship. Goku and, Gohan, Krillin, Piccolo, they're all going to be recovering. Piccolo and Gohan, they all might get some light training in, but it's not like any of them are going to regress automatically just by not doing anything. Now, because Frieza is completely killed, has been killed. I do not see King Cold going to Earth anytime soon. By the time he does reach Earth, at that point, they're all going to be significantly stronger and can easily kill him. So we're going to get that out of the way. Now, big point of contention that I'm going to raise right now is whether or not they know about the androids in the future. Whether or not they train for the androids. Now, they're going to have time to train, things along those lines. Goku's going to be a higher base total than he was. All that stuff. Because really, Piccolo, Gohan, Goku, Vegeta, and Tien's big thing when they're not fighting is training. That's one of their big things to do. And I'm going to say yes, they do. Now, Trunks does not exist anymore in this future timeline because Vegeta does not exist. I don't believe Bulma and Yamcha stay together, staying there right now. They don't have a kid or anything like that. But when in doubt, Trunks was the only one who could go. It was only room for one originally in the time machine, and kind of is comfortably. So why wouldn't Bulma go back in time? When you really think about it, or because all the Z Fighters it's not canonically canon. All the canon Z Fighters all the Z Fighters are stronger than her canon counterparts. Is what I was trying to get at. So it's entirely feasible that maybe one or two of the Z Fighters is still alive, besides Gohan, in this different version of the future. Because remember, the 17-18 in Trunks' future are weaker than the 17-18 we get in the main storyline. So it's very possible. So either it's going to be Bulma or one of the Z Fighters, like maybe a grizzled Piccolo or grizzled Krillin shows up. That'd be kind of cool. Or maybe grizzled Tien, someone like that. Informs Goku and everyone about the androids. Only this time there wouldn't be any need to, hide that from anyone. Which that does beg the question: why did Trunks just feel the need to tell only Goku this? Of course, I think we established pretty early on Trunks kind of sucked at his mission. But anyway, yeah, they're all going to train. They're all going to train hard. They're all going to be significantly stronger than how they were again in the canon. When the day comes, they're going to confront the androids again. And 1920, we're going to show up, Jiro and 19. They're going to square off. Goku is going, even with heart disease, even with the heart virus, he's going to be significantly stronger. I'm just checking my door, make sure like no one's coming out to make sound. He's going to be significantly stronger than when he was in the again the canon timeline. So I don't see him fully killing 19. But I see him wrecking his shop a bit, maybe even taking off a limb or something like that. But the heart virus is going to take effect. 19's going to end up absorbing energy through his remaining hand, start being the target of Goku. The others get into the fray. Jiro's going to maybe try to step in, but 19 immediately gets like a special beam cannon from Piccolo just straight through there. And then boom, that was a weird noise. And Jiro's gonna be like, oh crap, and Tien, Yamcha, Yamcha's still probably gonna get Yamcha. Let's be clear, he's significantly stronger, but he's gonna get Yamcha. But go on, they're all significantly stronger, and Jiro can recognize that he needs to back up. Right now, Piccolo's the second strongest fighter apart from Goku. Go on, Yamcha takes Goku home, all that. In fact, Piccolo is significantly strong enough to because even Piccolo in the canon, in the original, in the series, it was strong enough to take on take on Android 20 Dr. Jiro without much difficulty. So it's safe to assume that he could probably take him on with no problem in this timeline. But then, so Jiro's going to sneak off, and then they're going to find the base. I don't see Bulma showing back up at all. Even if Future Bulma did decide to, or whoever it was, if it's one of the Future Z Warriors, maybe, but if it's Bulma, she's not showing back up. So they go, and Android 18, 19, and 16 all get awoken. And, but here's a big difference, that Vegeta's not going to be the one that he's always going to start shit. Maybe Piccolo and Tien maybe try to fight, and together they actually could hold their own against 18, I think, fairly okay. And it's not like, I don't think 2-on-1 Tien and Piccolo, the two other remaining strongest out of the three I think we got here, would be able to really take on 18, like to defeat her. They could. I think they could hold their own, but overall they wouldn't be able to do anything. So then most of the stuff is going to go on as it were, up until we get to the introduction of Cell and the fusion of Piccolo and Kami. The fusion would be significantly stronger than it was. I'm not saying like it's going to be 10 times stronger, but it's going to be maybe like 30% stronger at least, which when you actually think about the percentage in that's pretty drastic. So that's going to be significantly stronger. He's probably going to hold his own better against Cell. And he's going to hold the edge. He's going to be stronger than 17. So in the fight with him and 17, he's actually going to start beating the crap out of 17 a bit. But then Cell's going to show up. Cell's going to show up. And just to cut real quick to Gohan, both Goku and Gohan are going to be going into the hyperbolic time chamber. Both of them have already been in there once. They're both going to go in a second time to surpass the Super Saiyan and activate Gohan's Super Saiyan, because Goku knows he can do it. But so while they're in there, I just realized I completely forgot this little point of fact. But we'll get stipulations or whatever. So anyway, where was I going with this? Because I just remembered something that I forgot to add in on this, but I'll work it off. I'll go with the flow. Work off the fly on this. So anyway, Piccolo's gonna do a little better against first form Cell than they did when they encountered them that time. But 17's still gonna get absorbed. Piccolo's gonna get blasted away. But again, he's gonna survive it a little easier than he did the last time. He's gonna be able to just barely pull himself out. Tien's gonna show up and say, oh, you're no Super Saiyan, you're no Namekian, you're just human. Oh yeah, well fuck Super Saiyan, fuck fucking Namekians, and fuck you, Shingeki. It's like, oh shit. And again, we're talking about a canon or a Tien that's stronger than his decently stronger than his canon counterpart. So he's not going to defeat Cell, but he's going to You blow yourself out, get out of here. I don't care which. Boom, boom. He's gonna actually hurt Cell a little bit, not kill him or do anything. Even if he somehow managed to like take a body part off, regeneration. But then we're gonna get to the unfortunate part where even if Goku wasn't in the hyperbolic time chamber, in this scenario, he doesn't know the instant transmission. Now, I don't think Tien survives this. I just came to the realization on this. So they're going to have to wish him back with the Earth Dragon Balls later on, which they can still do. Oh, actually, no. I just realized another problem with this. I'll work it. I'll go with the flow. They'll eventually get Dende as the Guardian through probably King Kai antics or something like that. They'll get a new Guardian. But anyway, so Tien is going to be killed. Because that's what Cell was going to do, and Tien, loses his life, all that. Piccolo ends up surviving, and then Cell goes out to look for 18. At this point in the story, we now get Goku and Gohan coming out of the hyperbolic time chamber. Popo unfortunately informs him of the death of Tien, and that we need a new Guardian or something like that. So Popo or something like that is like, Goku, I have an idea. Blah 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 blah. King Kai, can you help us and all that stuff? So I think eventually they'll get a new Guardian, maybe Dende, maybe someone else. Point is, they'll get the Dragon Balls back. But now we are in an interesting point. See, the reason Cell got his perfect form is because Vegeta is was an egotistical asshole. And decided to let him do that. That shit ain't gonna fly with Goku or Gohan. So when they get there, Goku is going to... here's the thing, too. While I think Goku sees the potential of Super Saiyan 2 in Gohan, because second form Cell isn't... I think Gohan can probably even take on second form Cell, honestly. Because they both have perfected Super Saiyan forms, whereas Trunks and Vegeta did not. Hence the grade 2 through 3, and then 4 is perfect Super Saiyan, and grade 5 is actually Super Saiyan 2. So with perfect Super Saiyan, Goku and Gohan both wreck and kill semi-perfect Cell. Cell never reaches his third form in this timeline. So now we have this interesting scenario that now Cell's dead. Cell's been killed. And let me just see here. Yep, we're going to just go right here. Now, side note here with Hercule Satan, Mr. Satan. He's not the savior of the world. He's still the martial arts champion and all that, blah, blah, blah. And he's pretty much going to remain that for the majority of the remainder of this. He's not the savior of the world, so he's not as popular as he is later down the road, say in DBZ or Dragon Ball Super or the Buu Saga and all Dragon Ball Super. He's not that popular, but he's still pretty popular. Now, 18 and 16 are like, you are Goku, but there's no way I can defeat you. Darn it. And 16's character grows, and he actually is like accepting of nature and still loves nature. And he probably decides it's not worth it. Goku's not worth it, and they probably take the bomb out of him regardless. But now we have the whole 7-year time skip, because let's be clear, they eventually get Dende back, Dende as Guardian. They wish back Tien, probably wish the bombs out of the androids, all that stuff. 17 and 18 are back alive. 18 Krillin and getting married, having a kid, falling in love, blah 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 blah. Now, cut to 7 years later. Now Goku is significantly older in this timeline because he's alive. Whereas when he was dead, I believe he's like in Super, he's around 42 or something like that. Whereas Vegeta's like 48, or 52, something like that. So in this one, you are getting age 49, 40, somewhere in the 47, 49 area. But because of the way Saiyans have retained their youth longer, so they can even in one episode of Super, they even Goku even asked, like, "You said Saiyans can fight well until their 80s," and blah blah blah. I was like, "Yeah, well, blah blah blah." So they can just because Goku's 40 in his late 40s doesn't mean really jack in this. So how does this progress? Well, Gohan is probably, because Gohan is focusing more on schoolwork. I don't think Gohan ever reaches Super Saiyan 2, honestly. But I do believe that he doesn't really lose any of the strength he had back in the Cell days, because Goku's there to at least keep him in shape. Not necessarily train him to make stronger, but keep him in shape. Goten, though, is significantly stronger in this timeline than he is in the other ones, but not because he has Trunks to train him, but because he got Goku to train him. Goku's there to train him, plus he can Goten go Super Saiyan. Now, does Goku reach Super Saiyan 3 in this 7-year time span on Earth? Because one of the things is, because he was dead, his body could tolerate the training and the transformation of Super Saiyan 3 easier than he could when he went with a living body. So the training he had to put himself through must have been very rigorous, and therefore it's a question of whether or not he would reach Super Saiyan 3 or not. Now, he can't go back into the hyperbolic time chamber a second time, because that time for Cell was the second time. First off, I fully believe he does reach Super Saiyan 2. I do believe that. Probably within like 2 years or something like that. Maybe not even. Maybe after a year training with the true Super Saiyan or whatever, like perfected Super Saiyan, he reaches Super Saiyan 2. We'll say within a year. So within 6 years, I'm gonna say yes. Now I've done a few videos where like, yeah, he would still reach Super Saiyan 3, but that's because he'd had the hyperbolic time chamber and be able to perfect it or control it easier in the hyperbolic time chamber. I still think he does, but I still think it's along the lines that he doesn't have much practice with the form. So because of the amount of power, the amount of power Super Saiyan 3 has just in the Buu fight was enough to actually shake the planet and be sensed in the Kai's realm of all things. That's not power that you just flaunt and practice with willy-nilly. So yes, I do think he reaches Super Saiyan 3, but just like in the original series, it's very hard for him to keep a hold of that for more than maybe, let's say 10 minutes. 10 minutes seems like a solid rate, but he can do Super Saiyan 2 fine, his normal Super Saiyan fine. So with that said, we get to the martial arts tournament. Now, I do believe the Great Saiyaman still exists because Gohan's, stopping robbers on the side. He's an alter ego. So when we get to the martial arts tournament, they're all participating. Gohan still gets enraged, but he doesn't. It's possible he does hit Super Saiyan 2 in this state, but I think it would just be a really angered, powered Super Saiyan form. And then Kibyu's just like, yeah, and then we got company, and then they pause or freeze them, and then they steal Gohan's energy, and then it's going to be Krillin, Piccolo, Tien, Goku, Gohan. They're all going to be going after these guys along with Supreme Kai, and Kibito. Now, the amount of here's the thing, because I'm going to be reference this again when I eventually whatever it is. I'm going to try to wait till the Universal Survival Arc is actually underway, and we see Goku's new limit breaker form, whatever it's called, before I start really going into the power levels. But it's going to aid me in doing Majin Buu, because in the DBZ canon, in the DBZ storyline, when they basically sucked all the energy out of Gohan, all Gohan's key energy, and basically siphoned it into Majin Buu for his resurrection, it equaled half of Majin Buu's power, which means Super Saiyan 2 Gohan at that point was equal to 50% of Majin Buu's power. So take that out of consideration. And he was weaker at that time too. So if he were around his Cell Games level Super Saiyan 2, it would probably be more like 60-65%. We'll go 60% just for the sake of this video. Because Gohan didn't really lose any strength in this scenario, his normal Super Saiyan form is then half that, which would mean Majin Buu would be about at 30%. So then they show up. Dabura, I think, hits Piccolo. No, hits Krillin, and I think he hits Tien. I think Piccolo, because Piccolo's stronger at this point, misses the stone spit. That's what I'm gonna call it. So it's gonna be Gohan, Piccolo, and Goku going into the ship, and it's gonna be Piccolo scoring off against Pui. Pui's gonna get his shit wrecked. Then Yakon versus Goku is gonna go the exact same. Gohan versus Dabura. Gohan is gonna get his ass kicked. Let's be clear. There's no real official statement on this, but Dabura is generally assumed to be perfect Cell level of strength. Gohan, while he could hold his own against perfect Cell and Super Saiyan, needed to go Super Saiyan 2 in order to actually completely own him. because he was owning him in that fight when he went Super Saiyan 2. Without Super Saiyan 2 on his side, again, I don't think Gohan goes Super Saiyan 2 at all at this point. And by the way, he's not going to reach his mystic form because we're going to get to that in a little bit. So while he might do okay, he's overall going to get his shit wrecked. And then Dabura's going to hit him with the spit, and he's turning stone. It's like, It's like, no, Gohan. As Goku's going to get. It's like, Gohan, no. It's like, Gohan. It's like, you dare fight the Demon King. Feast your eyes on. And then Goku just, boom. Piccolo just, boom. It's like, so yeah, like at this point, Goku just saw his son get turned to stone, and Piccolo just saw his pupil, someone he thinks is his son, get turned to stone. Dabura, as I've been saying a few times, Dabura's gonna get the shit kicked out of him and is killed. Goku and Piccolo murder him dead, and which returns Krillin, Tien, and Gohan back to health. And they were just like, what was that? It's like, yeah, and then it's like Bobby's watches, and with all the energy that has been going on throughout this, I'd say Boo would probably be at roughly like 60% at this point, maybe 70. Well, no, given the amount of damage it had to take for Majin Buu to eventually get to full power because of Vegeta, and let's be clear, Vegeta's not here. This is going to be a big factor in just a second, but because of that, no, maybe like at 60% overall. But that's when Piccolo and Goku and Gohan just barge in the room. Bobby's about to make a spell, but Piccolo just blasts him. Just, and then, yeah, Boo never wakes up. Boo is taken to Serene Kai, maybe, I don't know, taking her... Serene Kai's talked to Beerus or Whis or something like that, and Boo is kept sealed indefinitely. Never gets released. Because Vegeta's not there to go evil, and none of them have any real evil in their hearts to basically manipulate, Boo never wakes up. Then there you go. Gohan never reaches mystic form. Vegeta was never born. Gogeta from Fusion Reborn is never born. So, yeah, that changes things drastically, doesn't it? So now that Boo has never been born, and the world is saved, we cut all the way to Super. Now in this time, Gohan's become the family man, studying more, not fighting as much. But I'd still say he might be a little weaker, but not by much, because again, Goku's there. Even though Chi-Chi would probably get on his case, Goten would still be pretty strong though. In fact, Goten might possibly be stronger than Gohan at this point, just because Goku can focus his attention on Goten. Piccolo would still be stronger. Krillin gives up his martial arts days, but he'd still be stronger than his canon counterpart just because of the boost he's gotten in this timeline. Basically, Goku would be stronger. I think somehow we would eventually be able to learn the instant transmission at this point. Maybe King Kai talks about, because let's be clear, he's King Kai. He knows about the Yardrats. He may not know the instant transmission in canon, but I'm certain he knows a way for Goku to learn it. So Goku maybe eventually learns it, or somehow finds a way to train on King Kai's planet. Goes to the Battle of Gods, Dragon Ball Super. Beerus wakes up. Beerus wakes up, Goku gets his ass kicked. Even if he's a bit strong, let's say Goku just on a numbers basis, Beerus is equal to like 1 million. Goku is like, I don't know, 10,000. Yeah, like no match, whatever. This Goku would probably be about 20,000, something like that. So, or something like that. Maybe he could take at least 2 hits from Beerus, but the third one puts him down. Either way, Beerus goes to Earth, and because Boo is not there to hoard the pudding, he gets pudding and everyone's happy. Now, there's no guarantee someone wouldn't piss him off, but for the sake of this, we're going to assume that Beerus is generally kept calm. And Goku shows up. They ask Shenron about the Super Saiyan God, because he can't bring a Super Saiyan God there. It's beyond his power. But wishing the requirements. Remember, 2 wishes from Shenron. I think they ignored that in the Super episodes. But they talk about the requirements, and some way, shape, or form, they bring some Saiyans. Some method happens that a Super Saiyan God is able to be born. So now we get Goku, Super Saiyan God Goku. That goes pretty much the exact same. Then we get cut to all the way over, because we're not going to the filler stuff, to Resurrection F. And again, we're talking about maybe dealing with a slightly stronger Super Saiyan Blue Goku. And he beats the shit out of Frieza, but he gets a blast through him. But because Whis and Beerus are there, I fully believe that they would intervene in some way, shape, or form. Maybe Piccolo would get a lucky punk shot off, and it's like you touching the Namekian, and then maybe Goku just and then maybe just blast him all of a sudden in the face, like it's like no, please, something like that. That's it. But I do believe Goku survives. I believe the Earth survives. I think Beerus and Whis would probably intervene. Move on to the Universe 6 tournament. This is going to be a different tournament. Because 17. I think we're gonna get. It's gonna be the team because Vegeta's not alive, Boo's not here, so that's 2 right off the team. Gohan I think is gonna participate. Piccolo's gonna participate definitely. Goku's gonna participate. Monaka's gonna be there. But who is that 4th one? I think it's gonna be 16. Android 16 I think is the one that participates along with them. Because while 17 they're not really in communication with. I think 16 would still be in communication with don't get me wrong. I think 16 would probably even works alongside with 17. In fact, they might rotate shifts on the island. If 18's in touch with 17, so being likely she'd be in touch with 16. And 16 maybe is occasionally there. So 16 can't grow stronger. 18 and 17 are cyborgs, therefore human originally, and therefore can't go stronger. 16 is an actual android. He can't grow stronger. But he's still perfect first form cell level strength, which is not something at least not naturally, he can't grow stronger. But anyway, so moving on. There we go. So moving on. So the fight is going to be, and there would be no mental paper quiz or written quiz like Vegeta asked for. What the fuck was that about Vegeta? So Goku versus Potamo going to be the same. Goku versus Frost also going to be the same. Piccolo versus Frost also going to be the same. Then they're going to find a little cheating thing. It's like you cheer, and of course Beerus is going to get Goku back in the game. 16 goes up against Frost and wrecks his shit because 16's then Frost was like, ding, he's like, yeah, no, and just blasts him and So, because he's an android, he can't be poisoned. So then it's going to be 16 versus Kaba. 16 beats Kaba down. 16 versus Megerda. 16's going to have to forfeit because of Megerda's lava-esque ability, and 16 being an android and metal, you would eventually melt 16 down, and you can't kill him this tournament, so, they back off. Then it's going to be Gohan versus Megerda. I think Gohan wins overall against Megerda. I might be mispronouncing that name wrong. The robot that spit lava. Then Gohan versus Hit gets wrecked. But Goku learns enough from Hit to basically be able to do the fight we see in the anime. So moving on to the Goku Black Saga, nothing happens in the Goku Black Saga. The reason for that is this. Future Bulma gets killed, meaning no one goes back in time. There is no future Trunks. The only reason Goku Black got as strong as he did was from fighting Goku and having the experience against Goku. So, and even if there was maybe a Piccolo or Tien or something like that, it wouldn't be strong enough to take on Goku Black or Zamasu. So the only reason they fused to begin with is because they were being pushed back to a degree. Even though Goku Black is insanely strong, because they're one of the strongest characters in the series so far. So yeah, they never turned that monster. They never turned that Super Galaxy version of him. That was stupid, admittedly. They never turned into that. So that future unfortunately remains fucked. But everything else remains fine in the normal timeline. So yeah, nothing happens in the Goku Black storyline besides them fighting Zamasu and all that stuff. Actually, the Goku Black storyline kind of ends up going about the same as it does. Now that I think about that, that's tough now that I think about it. That's really tough because the timelines are still different. I think I'm just gonna go on the limb and say that you know what I'm actually going to say that no, it still stays the same, because one of the things that pushes Zamasu farther down the rabbit hole of evil is sparring against Goku and losing. And the fact that Goku was holding back too didn't help either, and he found that out. So I'm gonna say that while Zamasu maybe not the perfect guy, would not really go to the dark side. At least not fully. He would be darker. I don't think he would kill Gowasu. Oh, I don't think that would happen. To sum this up, we move over to the Universal Survival Arc, which we only just did. But who would be the combatants? Because Boo and Vegeta are not alive anymore, or not around. Goku, Gohan, Tien, Roshi, Krillin, 1817, Piccolo, 16, and Yamcha. Those are your fighters for Universal Survival Arc. Could things change? Absolutely. Maybe I didn't go over anything, because some of these things I missed when I was going over them originally. But, what are you going to do? But anyway, yeah. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, if you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. Do a review of it at some point. If you have ideas for a video, superhero, magic, what if, like this one, who would win? Any of the videos I do, put in the comments below. Let me know. I'll do a review of it at some point. I got my who would win, Rocket Raccoon versus Howard the Duck. Should be fun in a little bit. And there will be no review tomorrow just because it's executive decision. But I will have a magic video and I will have a Star Wars video. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll